Well, here we are on YouTube. And I'm at Ryan's house in Ottawa.
High five!
High five!
They might not believe us that we're
No, I don't think they believe us. So, look, there it is. That's right. Yeah. There's Ryan's butt on that side and the rest of Ryan on this side. We're kind of excited because today we are doing the Hot Ones episode with Zayn. This one is given to us by Aaliyah. So Aaliyah, thank you, Aaliyah, for giving this to us. Now, I don't have the write-up on this, Ryan, because I am unprepared.
There's no write-up. Zayn Malik eating chicken.
First time being unprepared ever worked to my favor.
I actually haven't seen the Hot Ones, any episodes. I'm aware of its existence. I know it's very popular. And I'm a huge Conan O'Brien fan. I still haven't watched his. Even though he's one of my favorite comedians, I've enjoyed him for 3 decades. There's a reason why I haven't seen the show. The reason is I actually don't like watching people eat.
Oh.
I don't like watching people eat on TV. It's okay if it's panned back and they're kind of pretending, but any kind of food in the mouth, smacking of lips. So I'm the opposite of bok choy or bung che or whatever that's called. Eating videos. Mukbang. So anyways, I'm the opposite of mukbang. So I hate watching people eat. And I hate watching people suffer and eat. And so I know they do like a legit like interviews and, ask real questions. The guy's a good interviewer. The spin is during this process, they go through higher levels of spice while they eat the wings, and some people can handle more spice than others. So I give that as a context. That's why I haven't seen the show, despite its popularity and some of the great guests that the guy has. I don't like watching people eat.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? For First We Feast, I'm Sean Evans, and you're watching Hot Ones. It's the show with hot questions and even hotter wings. And today we're joined by Zayn Malik. He's a singer-songwriter whose new single, What I Am, releases tomorrow, leading to a lot of speculation and excitement around his highly anticipated 4th studio album. And he's here today, which leads me to believe that it's coming soon. Zayn, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me.
How are you around spicy food? I know that you grew up eating fresh chilies as a kid.
We talked about this when we watched the X Factor journey with the boys. Zayn, funny enough, did a hot challenge back then. 15
That's right.
15 years ago or whatever it was. And he nailed it.
Oh, yeah.
So I suspect he probably has a high tolerance. I suspect some of these spices are pretty high, even for Zayn's experience. But I bet you he'll have a pretty high tolerance. Also, this was before, obviously, the release of his album, which we've heard 5 songs from it, at least 5 songs. At
least 5, maybe even more.
Great album. We love the album. We appreciate all the patrons who have paid for songs for us to react to. Keep them coming. We have enjoyed the album immensely.
Not particularly chilies, but ate a lot of, obviously, Indian food growing up. So I've got a pretty high tolerance, I think, but we'll let today be the tester.
Doesn't help spice it.
Okay, this side, yeah. Minus. That one seems pretty easy.
So it tells you which one. Okay, so
it's actually quite tasty, that one. It's got a little bit of warmth to it.
So buffalo sauce is probably where I tap out anyways. I like the Red Hots level. It's a bit of a spice. It tastes fine.
Okay.
Frank's Red Hot. Yeah. Yeah, it tastes good. I like it. I just don't like to have my tongue blister.
I don't like to have my stomach needing to be pumped.
Right.
Had Dave Grohl on the show, he talked about how he believes music is shaped by its physical surroundings. How, if at all, has your retreat to a more quiet and simple life on a farm in Pennsylvania shaped your sound?
That's actually a really interesting way to put it. I never thought about it like that. I think life in general just, can influence your writing process. You have to live, go through things to have something to talk about. So yeah, it definitely has took on the surrounding area of Pennsylvania. It's got that feel, it's got the chill, like introspective kind of conscious thing going on. And yeah, I'm really excited for people to listen to it because it's really different to anything I've ever done before. It's super personal and real.
We got that from listening to the lyrics and the sound of the album. It's a different feeling. He does seem more Zayn is zen. We got a Zayn.
Yeah.
Zayn. Yeah, he's more zen, chill, relaxed. We're so happy for him to be in the place that he's in.
I'm salivating thinking about the hot wings.
Yeah.
Ryan has me captive at his house, and he hasn't fed me any food at all. So
Oh.
please send food. I'm starving. I'm well fed here.
Yeah, Becky feeds us too well. It's too much food. It's too much food.
Okay,
Well,
smoky
ours-
jet.
This is 3 times.
Yeah,
as
no, it's
powerful.
tasty. It's a good chicken wing.
There we go. So I'm always intrigued by songwriters who use poetry as an entry point to crafting lyrics. What impact does composing that way have on the final product?
There's different ways that you can start a song. You could start with a melody idea, a basic line from an instrument, some keys, maybe a little bit from guitar, maybe even just a drum beat, and then write fitting in that pocket. Or you can have something completely like just written as a piece of poetry, like you said, and then try to figure out how you're going to make that work musically and fit that in and base the music around the sentiment or the lyric or, the feeling behind the song.
Now, it's not uncommon. This isn't a criticism, it's just an observation. It's not uncommon for the celebrity to have the questions vetted beforehand.
Yeah.
The way that Zayn's answering, it's still his answers.
Yeah.
Either he answered right away, maybe a little bit of editing, but his answers are so on point. I suspect, especially as we get into the higher levels, we'll see more natural banter or just reactions to the situation as the Scoville levels increase. But initial questions are he's reading them and he's answering them. Boom, boom, bang,
Yeah.
bang.
I've seen enough of these now that I'm fairly confident they get the questions in advance. They feel like they're prepared to respond. It's not like they read something to respond. They definitely
It's their words.
it's their words.
Because the question is basically, hey, you write poetry, then write music around it. How does it help the process? I'd be like, oh boy, like the fact that he could ask that as a question would mean he would know that's how he writes.
Yeah.
So yeah, it just really depends. I think they both impact each other. I think it's definitely a good skill to have, to be able to write poetry, just so that you have a sensibility of beginning, middle, end, telling a story, get your point across and don't bore people too much with what you're trying to say. So yeah, I think they both tie into each other. Ideally, I think you need one to do the other and one to do
That
the
wing
other.
looks good there. The big chunky one. You see that big chunky?
Can definitely
Holy,
taste the chili on that one straight away.
19,000.
Still not too bad. It's actually a tasty chicken wing. I'd eat this.
I think this might be my favorite sauce in the line.
Yeah, I think this one's nice. It's got a nice flavour to it.
Yeah, it does.
Everyone always says it.
But a little heat.
Oh, really? Eh?
Yeah. Everyone always says it, right? This
Oh.
particular one. They always are like, that's
That's a good plug. It's a good plug for
Bit of a
me.
feel that a little bit, yeah.
So as we mentioned, years ago, you moved to Pennsylvania to seek a life of simplicity. In what ways do you find gardening most rewarding? And what would you say has so far been your greatest gardening achievement?
My biggest achievement, growing stuff is probably a couple of years ago. We grew like some of the biggest watermelons I've ever seen.
Oh,
They were,
yummy.
Like, huge, like 40-pound watermelons.
Wow.
Yeah, and I was showing to my friends' parents, and they were growing them at the same time, and theirs were like this big. And then I sent them a picture back of mine. They were like, I don't know what the fuck we're doing wrong with ours, but there's some massive watermelons.
One Direction magic going to the watermelons.
So yeah, that's probably my proudest moment whilst I've been trying to be a gardener.
Yeah, well, what do you think makes you such an elite watermelon grower? Like, do you think it's the soil?
I think
Like,
it's
are
a
you
soil
doing something-
Does he have food in his beard? Sorry. I look, he had a piece of chicken in his beard. Not Zayn, the other guy, the interviewer. Food and beard next to watching people eat. Food on face or beard. It's sorry, it grosses me. I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it in your mouth. I don't want to see it on your face. I don't want to see it in your beard. Oh, sorry. These are the things that I can't help it.
Yeah, I don't even think I had anything to do with it, but I'll take credit. I think the soil's just great. The weather's ideal, and the rain's really good. It's really humid out there. In the summer, you get a lot of humidity, so I think that's like ideal for them.
Do you have a favorite plant?
A favorite plant?
Marijuana.
Yes, I do have a favorite plant, but I don't know if that's appropriate for. But, yeah.
Oh, that's right. Marijuana. It
Yeah,
is marijuana.
I love growing chili plants though.
Oh, you're growing chilies.
Yeah, I do grow chilies.
How's that been going?
I've been growing a lot of Scotch bonnets and
Ooh.
a lot of Carolina Reapers.
What?
Yeah, Carolina Reapers. A lot of them they grow really well too. Like they're growing like a bush. I got a really big.
Carolina Reaper.
I was going to say, even I know Carolina. Is that a really powerful
They're
one?
very hot. Yeah. He's gonna crush this. If he's growing them and he has them like fresh, he's gonna like destroy this.
AG, check out my Jim Corden rants on Patreon.
Yield last year.
Have you ever eaten one?
I haven't. No, I seen you eat the pepper.
Oh.
The pepper
You did?
ox. Yeah, I watched
Wait,
that
Grossman
video.
has eaten
Yeah, I seen you eat it. That's some serious balls going on there. it's a whole thing eating a chili pepper, even as opposed to trying the hot sauce.
No,
you
it's
know?
very extreme. But you know what? If you need some pointers, some tips as you go along in your pepper growing journey, I have some connects that I can bring to the table. I'll pass you Smoking Ed
please
Curry's
do pass
number.
them
All right,
over. Yeah,
before
it
we
was called
leave.
the Puckered Buck.
Oh
Company.
my God!
Yeah, I like that name. I was like, that's a really funny name.
Oh, they show it at the beginning. I wish they showed it at the end too.
Feel that straight away.
Yeah,
Was
Yep.
that?
It's definitely got kick.
I was feeling it.
What chili pepper is that in that one? Do you know what it
We
is?
got some Serranos. in this
Serranos,
one.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Taking a
He's
little
feeling
bit.
it.
For me
bit.
too.
Feeling it,
Same
he's like,
wavelength.
yeah.
Over here.
All right,
All right,
cool.
Zane.
That's good to know.
What would you say are the greatest lengths you've ever gone to find inspiration?
I think what I found is when you try to find inspiration,
You can't squeeze it from the rock.
it's not going to come. Yeah, I think you kind of just have to let it come to you by itself, and live a little, have some life experiences, go through some things, so that when you actually are talking about something, it's a genuine feeling from you. It's not something that's made up.
All right, how we doing after?
That's one of the things that I'm always trying to tell people. When I was a English teacher, I'd always have students, how do I get better at my writing? Yes, you can work on the grammar or the punctuation or whatever. But the truth is, unless you have cool experiences to draw from, you're boring. You don't have much to say unless you've got life experience doing things that gives you a context to write things. Because if you just write things about things you've never done, you're not going to meet people where they're at. So anyway, I love that he said that.
I agree. Yeah.
4 wings.
I'm good. Yeah, I'm good so far.
Well, that's good news because we are now officially approaching the halfway point.
Stop.
This next wing right
Leave
here
me
is
alone.
called Queso Sin Queso.
Okay.
Interesting color.
Yeah, very interesting color.
Get out here.
Okay. Here we go. Excuse me. But,
He burped. Excuse me, burped there. Oh boy.
That's some serious sauce.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Do you have a Zane's Kitchen signature dish? And if so, can you tell us how to make it in as much detail as possible?
Signature dish. I guess that's the thing I cook the most. So I actually cook this thing called tandoori chicken quite a lot, which is like a red chicken in spice, and you can do it, different ways. You can serve it however you want on a kebab or in a chicken wrap or whatever. But if I was to make a meal,
Yeah.
I would probably be spaghetti bolognese. Spaghetti, mincemeat, a whole the concoction of beautiful things going there. Tomato, garlic. You can use carrot sometimes because
his
the
recipe?
carrot counteracts.
Sorry, miss it. Sorry, this is his recipe?
I've never actually had spaghetti bolognese. I'm not a pasta guy. Like I've never had it, so I'm not really a pasta person. I should be because my wife is a pasta person, but I just I don't really. Yeah, not my thing.
We fed Nathan pasta last night.
Oh, but
Sorry.
no, but it's different when it's like whole wheat pasta with like a ton of vegetables and meat and all that stuff. It's like, yes, please. When it's just like mostly pasta with ketchup, I'm like, ugh.
The acidity of the tomato and gives it like a umami flavor. And I'm getting pretty good at sneaking vegetables in there for my daughter because she's not about vegetables at all. So
Got a Trojan.
Okay. Did you see that?
Yeah.
the acidity of the tomato and gives it like a umami flavor. And I'm getting pretty good at sneaking vegetables.
That's not sneaking a vegetable in. That's literally, hey, look at this big mound of green. Blonk. We do what Zane does in our house. We do the same thing. Becky, I should say, she cooks. So what she does is she blends it into the sauce.
I know. She's expert at it.
Sure, if he's saying it's obviously not blended, okay. It's obviously so. See, there it is being hidden.
Because she's not about vegetables at all.
Okay,
so
maybe.
Got a
put the
Trojan horse that
eggplant
stuff
in there
in,
and everything. Yeah. And it tastes really good. Yeah. So maybe I can cook you some.
Yeah, the biggest sneak Becky does with the spaghetti sauce is the mushrooms. It's hilarious. They hate mushrooms.
Mhm.
But she goes fire.
grinds them up and-
To be fair, it is the texture of mushrooms I'm not crazy about. I have no problem with the taste. So when they're in the sauce, it tastes fine,
Oh,
but it's
yeah.
the texture. Oh yeah. when they're all big on
My
whole.
mom always did canned mushrooms when I was a kid.
No, I agree, Bex. It probably was just cheap. I guess it was so badly done. It went over my head. I guess I'm not very sophisticated humor. Yeah.
Oh, I laughed.
Spaghetti bolognese at some point. That would be nice.
I would
I'll
absolutely
make it
love
real
that.
spicy for you.
All right, what we got going on here? What's this one? Bourbon maple.
That one's good.
Okay.
Getting
I
up
like
there.
that one.
Maple.
So back in 2021, you released Calamity, a comic book inspired by your album Nobody Is Listening. Was there something about the music?
Do we know about that comic book?
No,
Yeah.
we don't know that album.
No, comic book. Can you hear me?
What?
Take one ear out. Why do you have both in?
Because I like to hear what they're saying.
But we are in the same room. I don't hear you you're not hearing me talk to you. I've been talking to you. You're like this because you don't hear me. If you're at home, you'd hear me.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Okay. We're in the same room. We have to listen to each other. Nathan, what are you doing?
Having fun.
I forgot what I was going to say.
This is how I have fun.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah. Not listening to me. That's fun. Yay. I'm doing a channel with Ryan. Who cares what he's saying?
Please continue. I just want to hear what you're
I don't remember what I was going to say now. I honestly don't.
Food.
No, that's not helping.
That one's good. I like that one.
So back in 2021, you released Calamity, a comic.
At some point, that would be nice.
I would
I'll
absolutely
make it
love
real
that.
spicy for you. That one's good. I like that one.
So back in 2021, you released Calamity, a comic book inspired by your album Nobody Is Listening. Was there something about the music on that album that you felt lent itself to that kind of animated storytelling? Or is it
Irony. The album's name is Nobody's Listening.
That's the name of our channel. That was one of the workshopped titles for our channel was Nobody's Listening. But
Was it?
no, I just made that up.
It was probably something like that.
comic book obsessive? Did you kind of just want to make a comic?
Excuse me. I've got chicken in my tooth.
You know what? No problem. I think we have.
We've got toothpicks.
We've got some toothpicks. We've got some
amazing. It's okay.
floss.
Oh, he's
I'll-
feeling it now.
It's fine. Get her. Yeah, so it was just the love that I have for comic books. That's why I used that.
Is there any sort of backstory, if you're willing to share, about the early edition Iron Man comic that you have that's signed to Zayn from Stan Lee?
Yeah.
wow.
So when we did the One Direction movie, Morgan Spurlock, he filmed a lot of the behind the scenes stuff that was.
He's dead now.
Who, this guy?
Yes.
Okay.
Believe he passed.
Hmm.
But he must have passed before this interview. He died at the age of 53 in May of 2024. So this may have been after the video. They might have just missed
Definitely
the passing just after the interview. Isn't that crazy? They're talking about him.
Oh my
And just a
goodness.
month or two later, he passes.
Wow.
That's weird.
Used for the film, and he directed it. And he
Because the way he's talking, it sounds present tense.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
became pretty close to us. So at the end of the filming process, he brought us all a present. And he brought me signed Iron Man comic, Stan Lee signed Iron Man comic, which is a real, amazing thing that I still have on my wall. And yeah, just an amazing thing to tell all your geeky, nerdy friends who love comic books. They definitely want that comic book from me. None of them will have it at any point while I'm alive, so they'll have to wait a while. But yeah, that was really cool. And I remember the other boys being super pissed off about it too because they didn't get as good gifts, and he gave me this signed Stan Lee comic. I was like, this is fucking sick. But yeah, I love that comic book. It's interesting that you know about that.
Yours ain't. We have to know. We have
you
to
did
know.
your research.
Whoa.
Okay. Okay. That's very fruity.
And it has kind of like a fresh apple taste up front almost, but
Super,
then
yeah.
you catch the violence on the back end,
That's why I took one bite and I was like, let's see how that settles first before I have another one, because I could just tell just from the first fruity flavor that's going to be real spicy.
You've been there before. What's the worst technical difficulty?
You know what? It's interesting about Zayn is, and I like it. And I wish I was more like this sometimes. Maybe it wouldn't be great for our channel necessarily. I like Zayn. I like The way he speaks, his mannerisms, even as he's experiencing a hot wing. And I know Conan, I've seen some clips. I have seen some clips, like shorts, and how zany and over the top he is. And he had his fake doctor with him. But that's him playing a bit, kind of playing on himself, which we do on our channel. To be fair, like we play a bit of ourselves out loud. But I do like Zayn's. I like that calmness. I've always admired that calm, outward expression of things. I've always appreciated that when people do that. So yeah.
And obviously Zayn's a little more reserved and he likes to kind of keep to himself more. But Zayn's is very realistic and from the heart. So yeah, it's very cool.
Or equipment malfunction you've ever experienced while performing on stage? Like, have you ever been burned by pyro or had to endure a prolonged power outage?
I've never actually been burnt by pyro. One time, there's footage of it, and it's actually amazing because it makes me look great. But on stage, Harry was right next to a pyro, and the pyro was about to go off because they were on timers, and he had a towel over his head, and he had his head over the pyro, and he didn't see that the pyro was there. So I just kind of like, you see me like run from one side of the stage and just push him out of the way, and the pyro kind of like explodes in front of his face. That was really dangerous. In terms of technological,
have we ever seen that?
Difficulties, the whole like rig would just go off sometimes. Like in our early gigs, like we would have a power outage and there was no microphones, so we would just put our microphones down and we would just burst into Fresh Prince of Bel-Air a cappella, just do the whole performance of that until the microphones were working again. And that was the thing that we had like just in our back pocket, always like if the microphone goes, we've still got that, as if it was some amazing performance. But I hope it entertained people. Yeah, funny times.
Funny times. All right, we're getting hot now, Nate. We're getting hot now. It's getting hot in here.
I'll go for a big bite.
Respect to me too. Whoa.
Yeah.
That one's hot.
That was hot.
Right. This one never gets easier for me. But in sort of your expression, you are composed in the face of this fire. I do have to say, Zayn.
Yeah, it's slowly taking me over. I'm going to be honest. I'm trying to keep it together, but that one is really hot.
Yeah, I know. Well, you can let it go because I'm just going to kind of let it go. All right. From here forward, you're going to see a different.
Oh wow, he's really breaking here. It's hilarious seeing Zayn like this. He even says like, I'm trying to keep it composed here, but it's really getting, because I get the game that people do with spicy food, hot wings. I get it. For me, it's just not fun. It's like taking a needle and just poking your finger, see how deep you can go. Just because you can doesn't mean you should. It's not going to kill him. To me, it's uncomfortable. It's just uncomfortable. Now I'm at the point where my mouth hurts. But some people take it as a real challenge. I get it. I'm tapping out at the green area of the pepper. I might be able to get to the third level. That's it.
Sean from across the table. Okay, Zayn?
All right, you might see a teardrop. I'll just let one go nice and dramatically.
And I will say this about Zayn. What I appreciate is he's a very clean eater. I like it. So if I was eating with Zayn, he's a very clean eater. The way he's taking the bites out of the chicken.
How are you, my friend? I have no idea.
His eating is I like it. I could eat next to him very easily.
Do you bump your own music? I'm always curious an artist's relationship with their work once it's out in the world.
Yeah, it depends on the occasion, I don't like to just bump my music to people as they come over. You have to listen to my music. But if I'm having like a moment to myself where I'm listening to things, yeah, I listen to my own music quite a lot.
Oh yeah. Sure.
What's your most treasured memory as a loyal Bradford City FC fan?
Going to a game with my granddad when I was real young, and we used to have this amazing player that used to play for Bradford City. As kind of like a charity thing, basically.
Oh man, it's stressing me out. His body's like, why did you do this to him? His body's rejecting the tears, the snot. It's trying to extract this poison you put in. You still got another one to go, I think.
I think he has 2.
Oh my goodness.
Was too expensive for the club, but if they paid him his wages for the last season, they would have gone bankrupt as a club. So he did it for free because he loved the club so much, and that's probably one of the coolest things, like memory-wise, for Bradford City, I think. Yeah.
Do you still collect samurai swords?
Cool. So should I say this? I have some samurai swords. Yeah, I don't collect them, but I have like 3. Yeah.
Is there one that has the most sentimental value?
One of my best friends just got me one recently, and it's really cool. It's like a tempered like blue steel blade, and that one looks really cool. Yeah, excuse me.
That's all right. Speaking of sharp pains, how are we feeling on the other side of the bomb here?
I feel good. Yeah, it was like a whole experience. I think I've come through the other side of it now, but yeah, my eye definitely wouldn't stop watering. So
it's all right. You're just reflecting on the club. Going to games with Grandpa. Sometimes
that's what it was.
Yeah, tear out of your eye.
Fully, yeah.
And the good news is, Zayn, that there are only 2 more wings to go.
2 more.
Okay.
This next one,
They get hotter than
Epic
this.
heat moment.
only one way to find out.
It's still got burn to it. It's still definitely burning my lips. But I know what you're saying. Yeah, it's not as intense as the other one. The other one's a bit smokier too, right?
Yeah.
A bit more intense flavour.
What video game do you most associate with
Yeah, I
your
was
youth in
wondering
West
about that.
Yorkshire? Like, I'm kind of curious if titles hit the same way on either side of the pond.
Has to be Pokemon, right?
Respect.
Yeah. Just remember playing that game for hours on the Game Boy. Just obsessed with it, and they've always like kept up to date with that kind of stuff too. Like every year they bring out a new Pokemon game, and it's
The
pretty
IP
good.
doesn't fall off.
No, not at all. They hit hard every time, like a little bit like this chicken wing. They know what they're doing for sure.
All right, Zayn.
You have to put some sauce on this one, yeah? Okay, this one here, yeah? Got the nose running and everything.
Double the last one.
Okay, deep breath. We got this, Zane. We can get through this together. Let's do it.
I'm hungry. It's making me hungry.
We have food in our house. Go eat. You want to go eat and come back?
Oh, okay.
All right.
Just get up and leave.
There we go. The music.
Get it on there. Okay.
Cheers, Zayn. What a
Cheers.
run.
And the cheers. And my backpack fell out.
Cheers to chicken.
That's all right. We made it to the finish line. If we lose a mic pack, we lose a mic pack. You know what I mean?
No.
Just a couple guys taking on the wings.
As long as we don't lose no taste buds.
Now, again, no fun. What you're eating right now, a concoction from the twisted brain of Smokin' Ed Curry, all right? Not to scare you away from ever going back to Pucker Butt.
Excuse me.
Zayn, I know that you don't do many interviews. We're very appreciative to have you here today. And I have a feeling that you wouldn't be here unless you had something very important to share. So my last question to you is kind of simple. With your brain and mouth on fire, what is it you can tell us about the new album?
The new album is just a very different sound to anything that I've ever put out before. It's just really raw and honest, and I hope people get that when they listen to it. I hope they get some insight into, how I'm feeling and the things I've been going through over the last 6-7 years while I've been writing this record. And that's the most important thing for me. I think I just want people to really feel like they get a connection with the record.
Do you have the...
Well, it worked. He wanted to show a side of himself and a connection to fans and new fans such as us. You could tell that his goal with this album wasn't to be I want this to be a commercial success. You can even just tell with the way the videos were made. Very low key, very personal.
Yeah.
It feels small, but not small as in talent or quality, but it's intimate. It's just like a closed, intimate album.
Yeah, it's extremely relatable. And I don't know if that was the intention for the album to just be relatable. I think it's just Zayn going, I'm going to put something out that I really like. That's what we've heard, is that it was crafted in this. I've been thinking about this for a long time. I've really been workshopping these songs to the point where I really like them. And then he put it out there. It is very relatable, and it really brought us back to Zayn and really appreciate him a lot more.
That name?
I do, yeah. It's called Room Under the Stairs because I recorded most of it in a tiny little like shoe cabinet in my house. So I felt like it was fitting to name it after that room so that people can get, you know, even more sentiment into what the whole idea behind it was.
Well, you know what? You heard it here first, and look at you, Zayn, taking on the wings of death,
That's it.
living to tell the tale, and now there's nothing left to do.
No milk.
But roll out the red carpet for you. Zero milk. No milk all the way through. This camera, this camera, or this camera. Let the people know what you have going on in your life.
Right now, my mouth is burning. It's on fire. I'm very excited to be on Hot Ones. So thank you for having me. I've got my album coming out. And a new single coming out, so go check that out if you want to. You're not forced into doing that, but if you're interested, please go check it out. Yeah, tell me what you think. Thank you very much. That was amazing. One of the best interviews I've ever done.
Oh, wow.
Does anybody have another wing?
Tell me what you think of that one.
We got to get into the sauce business together, right, Zayn?
Therefore, let's make a sauce together.
Let's do it.
This one's smoked, so all of the peppers were smoked first, and there's smoked pineapple in there too.
Oh, I like that. You know, sometimes we do that with like a little fruit, you know, like a little sweet.
Yeah, I'm confused. Is this his sauce?
I think so.
He has his own sauce?
Yeah. I want some of Zayn's sauce.
Little heat, you know?
Yeah, it's nice. Balances it out a bit.
Smoke immediately.
Yeah.
Hot. And I'm not just saying this. This is actually elite.
Yeah.
This is amazing.
Well, you like the taste? Of it?
Yeah. And it has sort of, you know, you're talking about how you like American barbecue, you know? It has like a little bit of that, like a sweet, like Kansas City barbecue.
The smokiness brings out the flavor, I think. But there's a lot of different seasonings in there too. There's garlic and all kinds of stuff to like make it taste good. Onion, salt, and stuff like that.
You know what, though? The key ingredient in this one? Love.
Oh, yeah. I'm glad you feel that. Well, thank you for trying.
Yeah, of course, buddy. Thanks so much for coming in.
Thank you.
This is awesome, man. You got like a natural talent.
Thank you. I like cooking.
He started cooking on the X Factor show. Remember all that cooking?
Yep.
How ridiculous that was. Yeah. I think it's his homemade sauce, literally, and you can't buy it. I quickly Googled, and you cannot buy it, Nathan. No, it looks like it's a homemade. Like, I think he brought it or something. Oh, you can buy it?
Is it the Heartbeat hot sauce?
So I think it's just a gift. I don't think you can buy it.
I like this side of Zayn. This venue for Zayn seems to be a great opportunity for him to do something while he's being interviewed. And he even said at the end where he's like, it's one of the best interviews I've ever done. And I think it's because it's less with the like kind of questions to try and get him to say stuff. And I think that's probably why he enjoys this venue a little bit more.
Wow. All right, cool. Okay, yeah, well, Zayn's a great guy. We love him. We love Zayn, and yeah, we're happy to see that he's at a peaceful place in his life right now with his family, his art, his own celebrity. That was a very telling interview. Just the way he was chill. He was very open. Yeah, it was nice. It was just nice to see. I'm on board. There's no way you can watch the interview and say anything negative about him. His presentation there was humble, introspective, and it was wonderful. It was a great treat. Absolutely. So thank you so much to Aaliyah for that wonderful Patreon request. Everyone thank Aaliyah. Thank you so much for joining our channel, for watching us on our channel, for watching us on Patreon. If you did, we appreciate your guys' support. Most of all, thank you so much.
We love you guys. We'll see you in the next one.